Hello, I'm Neil Holbert, and this is Running Ribashda. I'm here in Manchester, New Hampshire at Boards and Brews, where you can play some great games, have some tasty food and drinks, and have a great time with your friends. Today, we're going to talk about railroading versus the Sandbox. This might be a topic of contentious debate online in the Dungeons and Dragons forums on Reddit and Wizards.com. Ultimately, on one end of the spectrum, you have the railroad. You've built an epic story, a quest that your players should feel lucky to experience and be a part of. On the other side, you have a rich, detailed world. Drop your players into a town and let them explore it, going whatever way they want to. These are two harsh, extreme sides of the same coin that is Dungeons and Dragons. So, when you really look at it, either way, you're going to have your plans. Your plans don't matter. But they do, kind of. They really do. But they don't, but they do, but they don't, but they do. And here's what I mean by that. You want your players to follow what you have planned because you worked really hard on it. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I've been there. I've done that game. If you want to drag your players kicking and screaming through the storyline you have pre-planned for them, it's going to be hard. But at the same time, do you really want to spend weeks of your life building every square inch of a world? No, that's what you got people like me and my team over at Ribashda for. We worked really hard on a play setting so you don't have to. But Neil, there's so much in your world. How do I memorize all of it? You don't have to memorize all of it. Pick a town. Put your players there. See what direction they're heading. And build up from there. If you want to build out the big epic quest, don't plan it down to every single twist and turn because your players will make decisions that are going to surprise you. They will do things that you don't expect. They will one-shot your boss monster you work on for 3 days. It happens. It happens to the best of us. So, ideally, you want to land somewhere between the Sandbox and the railroad. It's give them the illusion of choices, or limited choices. You know, so you want them to fight the big vampire lord, or to raid the dragon's keep. Yeah, okay. Why don't you start off with something a little smaller? There's some zombies that wandered into town from the local graveyard. Okay. Your players kill off the zombies. That's pretty quick. That's one night of play, if you stretch it out. Why were there zombies in the first place? Get them to investigate that. Maybe those zombies were raised by that big bad that you want them to go fight. Maybe they were raised by a lieutenant of that big bad that you want your party to go fight. You don't need to drop breadcrumbs in front of them like Hansel and Gretel. But you can give them choices that are meaningful. You reach a fork in the road. Do you head right or do you head left? There's a T-junction in the hallway. Do you head right or do you head left? You walk into town, and there's a town crier over there and a town drunk over there. Which one do you want to speak to? Because, hey, guess what? A wyvern swoops in while you're speaking to the one, and the other one got eaten. You can make these choices real and consequential. Or You can let players explore and really find their own path through your world. Ultimately, your players are going to have the most fun if you make their choices meaningful. And you don't need to plan out 2 years of campaign in advance for that. The railroad is a hard thing to run because your players don't have fun. And the sandbox is a hard thing to run because it's a lot more work than you really need to put in. So here's my advice to compromise that. Put together one small adventure for after your session 0. Just to start them off. A good starting point. What brings these adventurers together in the first place? Have an idea of your end boss. You don't need to know how you're going to get there. The middle will work itself out. Remember, you only really need to stay one session ahead of where your players are. As long as you're coming close to hitting the bullet points that lead to where you want the story to end, you're following the path you need to, and you'll get there in time. Plus, you'll have more fun along the way.